It's time to play some Little Cup, folks. Little Cup is sort of busted right now, and so that'll make it sort of fun to play, but also it means that these games can be really volatile. I'll get into why it's busted here in a bit, but we do have to start this game. So right off, the thing we have to note is that my opponent and I both ran Surskit, and the thing that they have that's most threatening on their team, well, they have two things. They have Rufflet, which does not care about Sticky Web, and they have the Flittle, which has Speed Boost, and I thought was supposed to be banned, but apparently it has not yet been banned. So, I think I actually want to lead off with Drifloon. If I can substitute here. Okay. I'm going to Calm Mind up. And, let's see. I'm just going to Shadow Ball here. I was hoping I would be able to live that. Unfortunately, as we see, because I underspeed my opponent's Surskit, then I wasn't able to kill him before he got off his Sticky Web. That was a bit unfortunate. You can sort of see what I was going for there, I hope. I'm gonna have to sack this, I think. Not really worth it trying to go for the Terastallization and actually live that. Crazy. Toadscool is pretty weak physically. I don't know how much investment this guy's got. I can go into my own Toadscool though now. And unless they are Ghost on any of their Pokemon, I should be able to Rapid Spin. So if this Toadscool is Ghost, then that's something. But if it's not, then we should be Gucci. Now I'm max speed so I can knock this off, and it is Bulk Up. So I'm going to go into my Glimmet here. As long as they don't go for Aerial Ace right away, and I can Power Gem here. And normally they are running the Flying, I believe, because with Aerial Ace and Flying, that's like super stupid strong. Is the thinking there. I'm going to go into my Croagunk. My Croagunk is Air Balloon, and there's no way you predict that. So if you have Earth Power, now I avoid that. And I can just click the Drain Punch. Toadscool is very frail physically. And I don't need my Air Balloon for anything else now. So that's cool. Alright, I'm going to go for the Earthquake here. And now I'm going to Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch! Alright. Crisis averted. We win the game now. Good. My opponent recognizes that. So we completely smashed my opponent game one. Woo! That feels real good. Okay, so let's talk about this Little Cup here right now. I want to talk about the team, and then we'll find another game. So we have Choice Scarf Glimmet. Glimmet is an interesting Pokemon. A lot of people want to just spam hazards with Glimmet and Glimmora. But let's look at Glimmet. I was using this in my playthrough of Violet, and I one-shot with a Glimmet the third, what do you call those things? The guys that are guarding the herbs. I one-shot the third one, and I don't want to go into spoilers in case you haven't gotten to that point, but it died in one hit. Because both forms, by the way, because it's got 105 special attack. So even though I hadn't evolved into Glimmora yet, I was able to one-shot it just with a normal Power Gem, and it was easy. Like, it wasn't even a thing. Now, of course, I was EV trained and I had good stats, but the fact remains that even Glimmet is a very strong Pokemon offensively. So you slap a Choice Scarf on a base 16 Pokemon, and it actually has a good speed stat. Of course, it's going to be outsped by, +1 Pokemon that are higher, like, if Ponyta were in the tier, for instance, if that were +1. Or if we have an agility Girafarig, that could be a problem. But it's still a serviceable speed stat that will outspeed anything naturally. And we're just running 3 attacks here. We got Mud Shot for things like Magnemite and things like that. And Power Gem Sludge Bomb is good. Finally, we've got Tera Blast, because if I get trapped by Diglett and I'm not locked in, then I can actually Terastallize into a Grass type and one-shot even Eviolite Diglett. Now, of course, that only works if they are not revenge killing me and they're trapping me from like turn 1 or something like that. But it is an option that I can run for Glimmet, but I would rather not have to do that if I can. Okay, next up, got Meowth. Meowth is indicative of the problem I want to talk about in Little Cup right now. So in Little Cup right now, we have Terastallization is still legal. And people don't want to ban Terastallization. At least a lot of people don't want to ban it. I understand that. And I don't necessarily know if I want to ban it yet. And in the higher tiers, like in OU, I actually think maybe we might be okay with Terastallization. We might not be. But, you know, it's more fun to be broken a little bit crazy than it is to be super stally. So I think Terastallization might actually end up being okay. But in Little Cup, I'm not quite as sure, because if we look at Pokemon that abuse fast and powerful moves, something like Meowth is indicative of that. So normal type Meowth will get 2 times stab instead of 1.5 times stab on its normal type moves. Meowth was already sort of a glass cannon, but now the cannon just got stronger. Similarly to that, in the most recent game we saw Rufflet, and Rufflet has Aerial Ace. Now Rufflet is already very strong with Hustle, and Aerial Ace meaning that it can't miss because of Aerial Ace, and Hustle giving it that extra boost. Once you give it the flying type, Tera type, then you're not going to be weak to things like Mach Punch, and I don't even know how many Mach Punches there are, but just for example, right, normal flying is not as good defensively usually as just straight up flying. And once you have the flying Tera plus Aerial Ace, that's very strong. In previous gens, Rufflet was banned, so it wouldn't be too stretch of imagination to ban Rufflet and just leave Terastallization. But I think there's other Pokemon that cause a problem with just their main stab. One that recently added is Charmander. There's no Sun Setter because there's no Vulpix. So right now you have to run Manual Sun, but if you do run Manual Sun, Choice Scarf Charmander in the Sun can't run Weather Ball. So it has to run Fire Blast or Flamethrower or Overheat. But I still think Flamethrower is just, you know, or Heat Wave. I think it gets Heat Wave. It's just a little bit weaker than Weather Ball. And you're getting that extra stab boost. So Charmander is going to obliterate everything, if I'm not mistaken. Unless you have like Charcadet, I suppose, and then you have Flash Fire. So maybe if you start running Flash Fire Pokemon, you can avoid the Charmander Super Sweeps. But that's going to be a problem. I could see a lot of Pokemon easily getting out of hand with their stab Tera types in Little Cup. Little should be banned. I was just reading through the Little Cup thread, and it seems like Little has been quick banned, but just not yet. Misdreavus from the other day did get banned. And then there might be a couple others that I'm not thinking of, but Meowth, Rufflet, those are the ones I want to think of. Nymble. This is a Pokemon I might want to do a video with someday, because Nymble is actually doing the same thing in the Little Cup tier as Lokix does in higher tier. Pretty crazy. Anyway, so Meowth's job is to just spam normal type moves. Meowth does not get Double Edge, unfortunately for Meowth, and that might be one thing that saves it. Does get Bite though, so the ghosts can't switch in with impunity. And it is extremely fast, hitting base 18 with Adamant, 19 with Jolly. And so depending on what you're trying to outrun, you could actually even run Jolly and then just pick up tons of kills. But the Adamant nature is really good for power. Anyway, Toadscool, I'm running an Eviolite and Max, like just full out offensive Toadscool. I already have Glimmet for Toxic Spikes. So if that ever sent up Toxic Spikes, then I wouldn't be able to spore things anyway. I have Surskit for Sticky Webs, so I'd rather just have a more offensive Toadscool overall. Another interesting thing that I've noticed is that for Spore, Girafarig can come in, and if you run Early Bird, then you may wake up like turn 1, and you know, you could run Sap Sipper, but then I have Mycelium Mite, so just Early Bird might be better. So Toadscool has some Sleep Absorbers in the tier, and you could run Hazards on it, but I think this is better. Earth Power means not walled by Pawniard. Knockoff is invaluable because not many Pokemon get it. Rapid Spin, of course, is extremely important. And Giga Drain is really nice just as a way to keep it somewhat healthy and to hit, you know, water types or whatever. And ground types. Croagunk up next. This is Air Balloon. We saw that come into play in the most recent game. It's also my Diglett switch-in. Unfortunately, Eviolite Diglett is not going to take too much damage from this, but it's still an option I have nonetheless. And then it's here mostly for its priority. And I could run a special Diglett, but I don't like special, or Croagunk rather. I could run special Croagunk, but I don't really like it. I don't like hitting Focus Blasts, and I don't feel like Terastallizing and running Tera Blast. Although that is an option I could do. So I'm just running physical. Earthquake for Marini. Drifloon. This is another thing we got to talk about. So I wasn't aware of this. I wasn't thinking about this in my last Little Cup video, but Drifloon is still not banned in the tier because there is no berry juice. And berry juice was what made Drifloon so broken with the recycle set. And now that you don't get berry juice, Oran berry is the only other way you can heal in Little Cup, really. And it still does a decent amount of health recovery, but it's not the same as berry juice. So we're running the Shadow Ball Hidden Power Fighting Calm Mind set, except for now, instead of being Hidden Power Fighting, we just straight up turn into fighting, which is actually stronger, and I think is something that needs to be explored. It's just unfortunate that I was running the 16 speed, especially because, wait, why am I serious? Timid. I'm gonna run a timid set here. There we go. Now I'm 17 speed, and now if I win a speed tie against Surskit, I can keep hazards off the field. That was my mistake. All right, we fixed that. And then my Surskit is Focus Sash, and we got Sticky Web, Ice Beam for Toadschool. We do speed tie with Toadschool, and Quick Attack just because I didn't know what else to put there, and then Protect in case there's things like First Impression or Fake Out that try to two-shot me with my Focus Sash. So mostly I just want to click Sticky Web, Ice Beam to stop Toadschool and then just die. So I didn't really care what the other moves here were. Alright, and so that's the team. Let's find another battle. And just as I mentioned Nymble, we actually get to see a Nymble. So that'll be scary. I wonder what I should lead off with here. It's a very good question. I feel like leading off with the... I'm not really sure what I should lead off with. If I lead off with Nymble, that's a bit of an issue. I don't really have anything else to deal with it other than the Drifloon, which still does resist it because it's resisted by 2 times. But I don't want to lead off with Drifloon if they're going to lead off with the Glimmet. I don't want to lead off with Surskit in case they lead off with Glimmet because that's really not a good matchup. So I might lead off with my own Glimmet, maybe? Yeah. I'm just going to Mud Shot here. They may do the same as their Focus Sash. So that's fair enough. And they set up their Stealth Rock. They have Drifloon, which they could go into now, I suppose. But they don't. And I just wanted to attack what was in front of me, just in case. So they've gotten up their Stealth Rock, which is annoying. But they don't know that I'm choiced necessarily. I could have just gotten lucky and won 2 speed ties. So that's fine, I think. You would Earth Power here, would you not? I think I'm going to go into my Surskit here as they actually Spore. That's fair enough. Now, if they have Giga Drain, they might go for that. So if I'm predicting Giga Drain, then I go into my... Croagunk, I guess. Would have been nice to have kept my Air Balloon for the Sandile, but what are you going to do? Now at this point, I think I'm just going to click the Drain Punch. Okay. And now I actually think I want to go into Glimmet. Just because in case they decide to go into Drifloon is the main problem. I don't want them to do that. They decided not to do that, so I will just Sludge Bomb here. As they are intent on continuing to Giga Drain me. I don't know if I live with Stealth Rock, but I'll try to save this. Let's go back into Croagunk here. Drain Punch again. My opponent just does not want to switch, which is, you know, fair enough. They're doing tons of damage here. I just really didn't want them to set up with Drifloon. Now I'm going to Meowth. They're going to Fake Out. And now they go Drifloon, which is fine. But I bite them and they die. Yeah, there's no stopping Meowth. Okay, let's sack the... Well, I don't need Drifloon. They've got 2 dark types. Okay, and they go for First Impression. It doesn't do too much damage. So now I can actually Calm Mind up as if they U-turn out, which is what I figured they would do. Now they'll go into something like a fighting type or whatever. And I can Terastallize and go for Tera Blast. Now the Pawniard's gone. Now at this point, I'm no longer going to resist the first impression. So it will do more damage. It's not like it flinches me. Okay, it did a lot more damage than I was expecting. Fair enough. So now we have a bit of a sack war. Let me see. How do you check how much damage you take from Stealth Rock? Stealth Rock. How much you do damage-wise? I have 3 HP. I think I might live. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Took 2 HP. So now I can go for the Sludge Bomb. Yeah, good. We got rid of the Nymble. Thing is I could have gone for a Sack War, and that would have been something I could have tried. But I don't think I want to do that. Go Toadschool here, in case this has Moxie. We can see it does not have Intimidate, so I'm guessing this might be Choice Scarf Moxie. It will outspeed me and kill me, but Toadschool is a grass type, so it should live fine. And now I can just click the Rapid Spin on their Toadschool. And now I get to click Knockoff. And that actually doesn't kill them, but now I have knocked off their Eviolite, so I should be fine. Now, this is a speed tie. If I win it, we'll be happy. Okay, yeah, so they turn into a ghost type, so they're no longer going to be weak to me, but yeah, good. So I'm glad I got that endgame correct. Like I said, I had sacks, so I could sack them on, scare out with Meowth, the Nymble, back and forth. But they sacked their Glimmet they sacked their Nymble to the Glimmet. Nymble is another Pokemon that I think, if it Terastallized into a pure bug type, would be even scarier, because those first impression U-turns would be really, really strong. So I think some people are running Bulky Larvesta to help with that. I mean, Bulky Larvesta has always been good just generally, but it could be that they're running Larvesta for that. I haven't run the calcs yet, but that is definitely a problematic Pokemon, and you wouldn't expect a Nymble of all Pokemon to be problematic, but here we are. Okay, here we've got a Bramblin, which is a pretty decent Pokemon. I'd like to explore Bramblin or Bramble Cast, whatever it's called, at some point. It's a Rapid Spinner that also blocks Rapid Spin, so that's sort of fun. That will make Sursk a little more annoying, because the other problem is that since you're a ghost type, if I come into spin block you, then that's a bit of an issue, because now I'm weak to you. So I don't necessarily want to commit to going for Sticky Web right off the bat. But if they lead off with something like maybe Growlithe, I'm not sure what you lead off with. Then lead off with Meowth, because I can just fake out, or I can just straight up bite. Right, how much is Bite doing to Bramblin? I don't know how good Bramblin's defense is. And if I can get rid of Bramblin, then I can get my Sticky Web up. Good. Wait, that was Rocky Helmet Bramblin? What? I don't know about that, fam. I think going for Eviolite is probably better if you're trying to make yourself bulky. But it does break Focus Sashes, I suppose. So there's that. Maybe that's their intent, break Focus Sashes. Yeah. But now that the Bramblin is gone, I can get out my Sticky Web, and everything else is a problem now. Okay, we go here into Toadschool. We don't sack this to static. This is way too valuable at this point. They could have Intimidate on their Growlithe, but it's not got Flame Body or anything like that, so Meowth's not particularly scared of that. Now this is running Body Slam. Like I said before, the Double Edge is not in the game for Meowth, unfortunately. And Return, of course, hasn't been back since Gen 8. But the other option is Fury Swipes. Oh, my opponent left. Yeah, Meowth, the other option is Fury Swipes if you're feeling lucky. Because of the Technician boost, Fury Swipes is actually pretty strong on Meowth as well. But especially with little cup rolls. But we're running Body Slam just because it is decently reliable, and it can always paralyze in case you need to bail out there. And we're back. This team looks pretty threatening. Interestingly enough, my opponent here has a Fomantis, which will be a problem for the rapid spin, or not the rapid spin, the sticky web, sorry. So I don't necessarily want to set up sticky web. They have also a Pawniard, which does benefit from the sticky web. So sticky web is off the table for this game. I think that leading off with my... I'm gonna lead off with my Toadstool, I think, as they lead off with their Meowth. So that's a bit annoying. No, I'm actually gonna sack my Surskit in this game. I don't need it. As they actually U-turn out, which is fine, I suppose. To go Fomantis, I'm going to Ice Beam here. They are Choice Scarf Leaf Storm. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, I'm gonna go Glimmet here. I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb. If they don't scout for the Choice Scarf, then they should die. And they do scout for the Choice Scarf, then they could have gone into the Pawniard as well. I think that might have been a smarter play, but I could have always gone for Mudshot, I suppose. I don't know. Getting the Toadstool weakened is fine by me. I'm going to go into Krogunk, make the similar play as before. I don't need necessarily my Air Balloon in this game. And they go for Earth Power. Yep, that's getting pretty predictable. Okay, now I can just click Drain Punch here. They will outspeed me. They can go for Knockoff or Rapid Spin or whatever. But they can't really switch into Drain Punch, right? Fomantis is an issue still, or rather the Fomantis deals with... doesn't like to come in on Drain Punch. Meowth doesn't want to come in on Drain Punch, obviously, and neither does the Pawniard. Glimmet's pretty frail physically, so it doesn't want to. And Girafarig, in theory, should beat this 1v1, but you also don't know what my typing is. I want to go into my Drifloon here, maybe. I'm gonna substitute and see what they want to go for here. Alright, because so I have Twin Beam. Okay, so now I can go for the I don't know, Calm Mind up. I don't want to Terrasilize. I did way too much damage. Okay, I'm gonna go to Meowth here. We're gonna go for Fake Out. Wonder if they're running Modest or what the set is here. Okay. Okay, and then we'll fight, I guess. Not really sure what to do here. This is a speed tie technically, but it's not actually because, you know, we're not. Okay. Then I'm going to go into my Toadstool. I am slower. Let's see, Twin Beam does a lot. Okay. This Girafarig's just gonna win the game for them, I think. Okay. I go for you. You don't know if I have Drain Punch, or Sucker Punch rather. Okay. So I need to Terrasilize into a fighting type. This is probably Early Bird. Almost certainly is Early Bird. Now I Sucker Punch. Good. Maybe it wasn't Early Bird. I don't know. Okay. And I'm not poisoned anymore, unfortunately. And the Fomantis can come out and Leaf Storm if it wants to. The Pawniard can't come out, obviously. And the Glimmet can come out, but I don't think that'll do anything. I'm just going to Drain Punch here. Okay, then that's GG. Because you can't win like that. We're just gonna Mud Shot here. But yeah. I don't know what to do about that. The Girafarig's definitely a problem, and it definitely messed me up because I was not the same speed stat as it. One of the big problems with Girafarig is that it's very fast compared to the rest of the tier, and it's pretty bulky. So it's definitely something that I think should be on the radar for looking at suspecting or banning. Okay, here we've got a Diglett, another Girafarig, and a Rufflet. So overall, not a good day for us. All right. What are you gonna lead off with? Lead off with Diglett, maybe. Lead off with. Well, let's lead off with Surskit. If they lead off with Toadstool, then it's possible that we could get a kill. If they lead off with Diglett, they can go for Tera Blast Dark. Alright, I wasn't expecting that. Now, quick attack just for some chip, I suppose. I don't really know if that was worth it, to be honest. Like, what does that get you? I don't know what it gets you. Time to go Meowth. And we'll just quick fake out. Fake out does a decent chunk to just about everybody. I bet you could also run a Choice Scarf set with Meowth. But I don't feel like that would be nearly as good as long as there are good ghost types around. Right now, Drifloon is probably meh, just because it doesn't have Berry Juice. Ghastly, of course, is still good. Okay, I want to see how much this does. That's a decent chunk. And then I'm going to go into the Drifloon. I'm going to Calm Mind up on you. Okay, go for that. Now I'm going to substitute. They could go for knockoff, I suppose. But now I'm going to Terastallize, and I'm going to Calm Mind up again. You may go for knockoff again, seeing as how I went for substitute. And now I'm going to go for substitute now. I'm trying to just waste as many turns as I can so I can get as bulky as possible. Calm Mind up again. And they can't break my substitute now. Tera Blast is the same base power as Shadow Ball. I'm just gonna go for Shadow Ball just because I can. And substitute up again. The reason we're substituting is because I don't want to die to Sucker Punch from Pawniard. And so now that I have a substitute up, even though it's taking some damage, this should be good for us. They go Marini. They have to hope they live a +3 Shadow Ball, which they actually do. That's surprising. Now this is the sad part about not having your... what am I trying to say? About not having Berry Juice, is that we got back down so low so quickly. And this is +3 Shadow Ball. It's a little bit sad that it doesn't do that much damage. But getting rid of Marini or the Toadstool. Technically you could go into Rufflet here, but I don't think that would do anything for you because then I would just go for Tera Blast, and you know I have Tera Blast because why would I not? But at this point I should be in range of just about anything. Tera Blast here. Cool. Why didn't they go Pawniard? I feel like you always go Pawniard here. There's no reason for me to save Drifloon at this point. I won't get my Unburden back, so I won't win against Girafarig. If they don't have Sucker Punch on Pawniard, like, that's the only reason to run it, really. Because what are you running? Iron Head, Swords Dance, Night Slash, Staltorock? That's a bad set. I'll take it. Drifloon is still quite good, even if it's not quite as broken as it used to be. And good, we found a game pretty quickly. Okay, so they have Pawniard as well. A lot of these people have Pawniard. I wonder if I should have had Pawniard on my team. It does abuse Sticky Web really well, so that's something to take note of. Gonna lead off with Toadstool against their Surskit, potentially. They may have Ice Beam, sort of like mine does, so we'll see what they want to do. But I have broken their Focus Sash. They go for Lunge. And now I'm gonna Giga Drain here. And with that out of the way, the Focus Sash out of the way, and they can go for Sticky Web here, or they can go for something to kill me. If they kill me, that's fine, because I can prevent hazards at that point, is the idea. All right, now we go to Meowth. Now I can Fake Out. I think that's stronger than going to Glimmet. Yeah. And then they're thinking, okay, well, that's fine. This turn I can still get out my Sticky Web, maybe. But no, that's not how this works, because I have Faint. I don't know why they switched out that turn. We go Krogunk here. as they go for Stealth Rock. Cool, cool, cool. I'm going to go into my Meowth again, I think, maybe? Yeah, I have to go Drifloon here. And they are Flame Orb, which is cool, but they die, so that didn't really do you any good. Drifloon has Flare Boost. Were they trying to do a Flare Boost set? I mean, that's fun, but it's not good. So now that the Drifloon is gone, the only real problem is Girafarig, and then if they get up Sticky Web, then I suppose Total could be an issue. I sort of wish I actually got rid of Body Slam and put U-Turn. Noticing that, funnily enough. I could go into my Surskit if they go for Iron Head, predicting my guy. Yeah, there we go. Now I get my Sticky Web up. I think that'll be good. Now they go Quaxly. Quaxly has Moxie, so I don't want to give him a boost if I can help it. Krogunk. Does Quaxly have... I don't know what Quaxly has, unfortunately. This is the problem. But now we click Drain Punch. As they have Rapid... Wait, Quaxly gets Rapid Spin? Yo, that's sick. I like that. Okay. Unfortunately for Quaxly, I believe, last time I checked, Glimmet is 16 speed, so I will outspeed it. So we're going to go into Glimmet here. And let's do some quick calcs. Quaxly, level 5. Against Glimmet. Sludge Bomb is my strongest move. And Power Gem should kill still, though. So we'll just Power Gem here. Good. So the Choice Scarf Glimmet, I think, is not a bad set. Having that extra bit of speed on your team definitely is quite strong. At this point, I'm just going to throw off a Power Gem or two. Because what I don't want is for them to do that nonsense, yeah. And then I'm going to go into my Surskit here, because they're definitely... Oh, they actually Calm Minded again. Crazy. Now we we Terrastalize Normal and Fake Out, because that'll be way stronger, right? Terrastal, Normal, Fake Out. Should do, hopefully, like... No, for fighting, whatever. Actually, that did nothing, man. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go Drifloon here and sack it. Or not. Huh. Okay. Just Shadow Ball here. Okay. Man. Heckin' Girafarig. I didn't expect them to go to sleep there. If I had expected them to go to sleep, I would have just Body Slammed. That's my bad. Definitely screwed that up. Shadow Tag isn't banned, is it? I was not expecting Gothita. Very interesting. Alright. Let's get up the Sticky Web if we can. They don't have any way to stop it, really. They have Toadstool, but that's about it. And if I can get up Sticky Web, then that'll help against at least the Nymble to some extent. Not really too much, if we're being honest, because most of their mons are really weak, or really slow, or are Prankster, or have First Impression. Well, and also, Nimble's not that slow. Base 15 is average speed for Little Cup. Okay, there we go. So, lead off with Gothita. I'll just set up my Sticky Web here, as they actually trick me a Choice Scarf. Well, don't mind if I do. So now I'm gonna go into my... What are you going for here? I don't get it. I'm going to my Drifloon. Oh wait, no, that's right, I'm trapped. Can I switch? Okay. You know, that's fair enough. That's my bad for not thinking about that. Okay. Cool. Then, we have to knock you off. Knockoff will mean that you are no longer Focus Sash. And then I can go Meowth and Fake Out and Faint. So the Gothita gets 2 kills, but I get up Sticky Web and no more Gothita. So I'll take it. Let me just Faint there. Now they have Riolu can come out and do its thing. I'm actually curious as to how much Body Slam does. Yeah, that doesn't do a heck ton. I'm gonna go Drifloon here in case they go for Prankster Body Slam. Yeah, like that. Saw that one coming a mile away. Good job, Riolu. You're dead. Okay, so this is definitely a cheese team on my opponent's part. We got past the Gothita, we got past the Riolu. They can go Nymble if they want, but I am a Ghost Flying type, so I don't think that's gonna really help them that much. Hippopot. I can't speak. Has Yawn. Alright. I'm gonna go Krogunk here. They may just Earthquake, seeing as how I have no resist in the back. As they have Stockpile. I see. Alright, I'm gonna go back into Drifloon here. On that. And then I'm going to Substitute, because behind Substitute I cannot be Yawned. Yawn, despite sounding like a move that would be a whatchamacallit, despite sounding like a sound move, is not a sound move. So that is how it is. Gonna substitute up again. Actually, I'm gonna Terastallize and then I'm gonna substitute, because I want to keep my substitute. And once again, we can sort of bait the knockoff. Of course, once I Terastallize, they will be able to Rapid Spin. That is unfortunate. But again, we don't really need the Sticky Webs quite so much in this game. Yeah, there we go, knockoff. I'm going to Calm Mind up again because I will not 2-KO them with the Shadow Ball. Actually, I might 2-KO them with the Shadow Ball. Let's just go for Shadow Ball instead. I think that's better. They go for knockoff and they still don't break my substitute. Cool. I'll take it. So now they can go Nymble if they want. They can go into the Hippo. They can go into Mudbray. Hippopotas. There we go, now I said it. And then Shadow Ball here. They don't even first impression, so they just die straight up. And yeah, Shadow Ball the Hippopotas. Because at this point it doesn't have its boost set. Calm Mind up again if that's how they want to play it. There's maybe just a Stolly set, I'm not sure. But as we saw, that might be a roll, but no, it's not a roll. And Mudbray can come out all at once. Unfortunately, I'm no longer a flying type, but at this point it's not a thing. I can beat this Mudbray no problem with the guys I got in the back, because I got Glimmet, and Glimmet can have Sludge Wave or Mud Shot or whatever. Yeah, like that. And we can just go into Glimmet and Sludge Bomb. Cool. I think that'll be a good place to end it. Beating Bacon Mage 2 and his cheesy team. That makes up for some of those Girafarig losses. Yeah, Girafrig's definitely an issue and needs to get looked at. But also I think that looking at Terastallization Little Cup might be a thing to be concerned about. It might not be. I'm open to the idea that it's not broken. But between Charmander, Nymble, Meowth, I think once teams get more well built and we sort of have a better, more stable metagame, that having that extra oomph of power is going to be extremely terrifying. So just something to consider. Anyway, this team was pretty fun. I think Glimmet, Choice Scarf is really good. Meowth was pretty dang good. And I think Toad School is just going to be a mon that's on every Little Cup team moving forward. But yeah, that'll be it for me today. I'll catch you guys next time.